the matchmaker. So y'all already know we got two young phenoms, and we gonna compare them to see who will pick who. Now, lately, I want to say me and Fanatic been on the same page. Now, I don't know if he gonna deviate this time. I don't know what Fanatic gonna say, but I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna basically talk about the assets of all players. We're gonna, compare them, see who does what the best, and it's all for the fun. It ain't nothing to get upset about. This is a live that we try to create for y'all to have fun with, enjoy it. This is the platform that we looking to build for y'all because man, that's what it's about, right? Everything can't be as serious, but who do y'all got? Before my guy Sports Fanatic come on, let me know who y'all got right now winning. Why did y'all pick who y'all pick? And I know who I got. I don't know who Fanatic got, but I know we gonna, definitely have fun with it. We gonna have some visuals, just like this one right here. Got my guy Gabe right here. You know what I'm saying? Then we got KC right here. So look, man, we just definitely gonna have fun with it. We're gonna do our comparison, and y'all know how we do it, man. This is something that we looking to do every week. We're gonna compare different players and just see what y'all think about it. You know what I'm saying? If it's something that y'all think that we can, enhance or change, man, we're gonna go ahead and do that because this is a platform that we building for the youth. This dude like to enter. He like to enter. What's up, man? What you doing, man? What's up?
It's my day.
It's your day.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
feel like this is something that the debate that you gonna win finally.
I think this is I win every debate to be honest. But this debate is near and dear to my heart. This is my day. This is I've been thinking about this all day. This is my day.
Okay. All right. So I mean, what you ready to get started? It sounds like you already got your talking point. So I mean, what's going on?
I mean, since you mentioned this and
Yeah.
you put these two together, I've been
You
waiting.
did I? Do you feel like this is a good comparison?
This is a great comparison. I feel like this is two kids who like you got one kid that's kind of like been doing this, but he took a break for a year. Name didn't really ring bells as much the last year. Then you got a kid kind of fresh on the scene, been playing ball. A different level of football, but as soon as he burst on the scene and became like a national name. So I think this is a good comparison.
Yeah.
Same body frame, same height, two different areas of the United States. Like it's a great comparison.
Okay, man. So go ahead, man. We just let me know a little bit why um the player. I ain't gonna really get into the player that you picked yet,
Hmm.
but let me know just a little bit about each player and why you so excited about this comparison.
Okay, I'm gonna start with Casey. I really like what Casey did on a brand new national team, 13U team. So we talking about a team. I don't think people really understand who the Red Raiders is. They're a team that literally plays city ball. They played for like the city of Atlanta. They're not a team that had a whole bunch of kids coming from this place and that place. They really playing with a lot of kids that live in the city of Atlanta. Right, and they are a city team, and you got a kid that's literally introduced to a national stage, and every time you seen him, he was focused. Like he wasn't a kid that laughed or joked around or danced before on pregame. He was a kid that they would have to tell to bow his head when they pray because he would be so locked in.
Mm.
Like he's literally the definition of a dog. When they talk about Mamba mentality, Casey really resembles what Mamba mentality is. He's a super focused, laser focused, dedicated kid. I think he is definitely a varsity level kid now. Right. I would be shocked if the schools in the city of Atlanta Doug's, Mays, Therrell's, all of those schools are not fighting to have this kid, especially those smaller schools like a Therrell. I would be surprised if those 2 and 3A schools aren't literally calling every day to try to get this kid.
Hmm.
Then you
Okay.
got Gabe. I think Gabe is cold, man. I've told him you're like he's cold. You got a kid that's been doing it since at least I've known 10 years old. He's been doing it since 10 years old. He has literally been a national level kid. So when we start, he's won an AYF national championship, right? Literally led the team there. We're talking about a team coming out of New Jersey, Brick City Lions, dedicated to the team as well. I feel like this kid literally does everything. He got feet work. He downhill. He'll run you over. He'll juke you. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's dedicated. I mean, and when you, I don't like the championship pedigree thing, but when you start talking championship pedigree, we talking Gabe. He just cold. Like I still ain't really seen nobody. I've seen downhill backs. I've seen finesse. I ain't never really seen nobody do it like he doing it though.
Mm. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna just give my little
Mm-hmm.
quick detail, and then we could just, go ahead and talk
Get
about the
into it.
X's and O's. All right. So far as with me, man, um, the reason I actually decided to put Gabe Kemp on here is because I think that this young man can really do it all on the offensive end. I think, as far as like, I know he can do, he's good at the check downs, like when his quarterback in trouble, I know he can run the ball. And I also know that he's very agile. You know what I'm saying? Like he got really good moves and stuff like that. So I seen this young man when he was playing at the War Zone, and when I tell you, it was probably one of the best games that I've seen, probably like 2 years ago or something like that. It was
Mhm.
one of the best games I've seen. That's when he actually came on the stage for me. When I
Mhm.
was like, man, who is this young kid? Like, and I've been hearing about him ever since. I've been paying attention. I've been watching this young man. His growth. I've been watching how hard he worked. I seen that. That I thought he was going to be a little bit bigger, at this time, but he still have other areas to where he can pick up for that. So I think that this young man is really good. Now, far as KC, I just seen maybe a year or so ago, before this year, and I actually wasn't even going to film the game, but I saw that everybody left, and I say, you know what? These kids need to see themselves. So I decided to stay, man. Was it a treat? This young man, I mean, basically carried the whole team, scored all the touchdowns, made it look effortless. Like he just showed that he belonged. And so I said, okay, he did that this time, but let me see what he can do when he play against the best teams. And man, did he not only did he not uh advance his level of play, but this man showed a leadership. He showed leadership. He showed how to pick a player up when they feeling down about themselves if they mess up on a play. And at the same time, he's a quiet guy. So I was like, man, okay. So I'm watching him, and he just got better and better. And when I seen that this young man basically leave it all on the field, that's what made me say, you know what? This kid really belongs. He really is a really good player. So I was like, okay, like I'm gonna continue to, watch him and stuff. So he went from uh, making the nationals to playing also in middle school, doing some really good things there. And so I just said, you know what, this kid right here, he's definitely gonna do some really good things. So that's my take, as far as on him. But now it's gonna be a little different now that we doing the comparison. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, man, and go first because I know you brought I put some of the stuff in there. You got some of the articles or the IG information and stuff. So if you want me to, I'll basically show that as you talking or whatever. So try to make your little point. But yeah,
I think
this
when we start talking comparison, I think we got to edge the Gabe. Casey is an amazing player. Like, it's hands down one of the top kids in the country. But when we start talking like Himothy, like who is him? Who is that guy?
yeah.
We are talking Gabe. Gabe has been doing this for years. Like it's years of under the radar. We have years of people on Facebook literally saying this kid is the number one running back in the country, right? This is 11U. We talking, this ain't his daddy saying this. This isn't his mama saying this. We got people when he was 11 years old talking about how great a kid from Newark is. Like, we got another one. How great he is, how great of a competition playing against him, like calling him a dog. So it's just like, man, y'all, it's like you can't deny how great he is. This one right here is somebody talking about all the top teams in the country, and they are literally saying that he is the reason that team is the number one team in the country or on the top 8 to top 10 team in the country. I mean, come on, man. What are we talking about here? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are we talking about? Right? This is another one. Somebody shouting out his dad and just saying that, like, Brick City won because Gabe is a grown man playing against boys. So he don't have a stature. He's not a cut, swole type of kid. But if you come at him, he is running you over. He's coming. If you come down, you think you coming downhill, you're not coming downhill like you think you coming downhill. He gonna lay the boom on you, and then he gonna lay the boom on somebody else. Bop, bop, out of there, touchdown. I mean, when we start talking about dependability, when we talk about doing it at the highest level, when we talking about your greatness actually turns to wins, come on, this is somebody coming into this year saying who the top 13U running backs. His name on the list. Again, his name is on the list with people that we know are great. People from OG, the Buzz from Dream Chasers, Zach from Dream Chasers, the running back from TMT. Like, people have seen and actually noticed his greatness. And then we can't say, oh, it's just his team. We've seen proof that he's carrying the team. He is the team. Like, his greatness. I mean, we talking about cutting, agility, speed.
Okay, y'all about to get in that. Okay, so I was about to get in that.
Man.
Okay, so you know how we did. You know how we did last week. All right, so if we talking speed, who are you going with?
Okay, I'm going with Gabe.
Okay. If we're talking yards per carry, who are you going with?
I'm going with Gabe.
You going with Gabe?
I'm going with Gabe.
Okay. If we talking yards after contact, who are you going with?
I'm going with Casey.
Okay. All right. And then if we're talking more touchdowns, who are we going with?
I'm going with Gabe.
You think Gabe got more touchdowns?
I know Gabe gonna have more touchdowns.
We gotta confirm that, bro, to see who
Come on, man.
We gotta confirm that to see how many touchdowns that Gabe got, because I've seen some games that I don't think he even scored. You know what I'm saying? But like I think Casey has literally scored in every game that he played in. So I think
but the Red Raiders don't put up 20, 30 points a game though.
They put about 20 something.
Not every game. And a lot of those games don't contribute to winning. So my thing is, if I'm putting up 20, but we're not winning the game every time, Gabe maybe puts up 2. One person put up 4. But it's like, which is that 2 more impactful than that 4?
Okay, who
winning?
Most impactful out of the 2? Who are you taking?
The world says Gabe. The world. The world, you've seen it with your eyes. The
Okay.
world has saved Gabe Kemp is the most impactful. He's been that way since he was 11.
Well, I say this, man. I say this. That yeah, right. I mean, this is how I'm feeling. He say no, they don't. Okay, now Gabe is getting to the age where he actually can experience some critique, right? So I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
just give a little bit. Now, as I recall, somebody stated that the young man couldn't really do much versus the real deal dream chasers when they actually had the game versus each other. So is that true? I mean, if you playing versus elite players, is the person that we're talking about right now, is he flourishing? Is he showing out? Is he standing out?
I think he is. I mean, I think we got to take into context, man. We talking about the Chasers, right? And we talking about the Chasers early in the year, in the July, when they were feeling good. They had all their players. They was rolling. We ain't talking about the Chasers y'all seen in December. That ain't the that's RDU. And we talking about the Dream Chasers. That's different.
It
So
ain't different.
and I think too that I really think we have to really take it to perspective. Gabe's team, to me, the Brick City Lions, to me personally, is not a high level national team. If Gabe ain't putting it on his back like Hercules, they just don't look the same.
All right, man. We're gonna go ahead and play this Gabe video. I mean, this video of his highlight, man. Shout out to Under the Radar. You know, all
That
right.
that
So one thing I can give you in that process, his jersey was dirtier. I give you that. You know what I'm saying? In comparison, in comparison to how KC looked after a game, the man don't even look like he been touched. You know what I'm saying? I think I recall a couple of games when I asked Casey, I said, bro, did y'all even play yet? He's like, yeah, we already played. I'm like, oh man, I missed the game. And you don't even have a smear on your jersey. Like, unless it's grass proof or something. I don't know. But one thing that I will say is that young man is very, like, he's very, hold on, what happened? Hold on, man.
yeah, you skipping a bit.
Oh, yeah. So
Audio good, just video.
audio good. Okay, so the one thing that I'm gonna give, you know, him, is that he definitely makes it look a little better, as far as like when he run and stuff like that. But I think for the most part, I think Casey is a little more impactful. So now to prove my point to why I really think that KC is the better player is because not only can he run the ball, he can play the running back, he can play the running back position, he can play quarterback, he can play receiver, he can play basically any position that you need him to play. So when it comes to if I depending on what type of player that I need for that day, he is the person that I'm gonna go to because it's basically, somebody that's really, really good on offense. That's a running back. I mean, this dude is a dog as far as KC goes, right? I mean, far as Gabe, right? But the thing that I actually factor in is that, if I need a different type of player, let's say somebody get hurt, but I really need them to fulfill that position. I can go to KC and I can say, you know what, KC, I need you to play the slot, or I need you to play the receiver, or I need you to play linebacker, or I need you to play the safety. I need you to play corner. I mean, this dude, I had to ask him the position. I say, bro, what position do you want to be identified as? He said, man, most people just put athlete. I mean, he's definitely an athlete. So when it comes to, like if I just need one player, the person that I have to go with by default is KC, because I know that I can get more out of one player than I can with Gabe. So he's a really good player. I'm taking nothing away from him. And also, I think when it comes to like high school, I think that KC will actually be more prepared right now than Gabe will be. I really think that. I know you may think otherwise, but I truly believe that, bro. You don't think so?
Nah, man. Okay, first, we can't penalize Gabe because his team don't need him to play every single position. Right. So that's that we can't penalize him from that. Because at the end of the day, for all we know, I think if I'm not mistaken, somebody in the comments can let me know. I know he plays safety, high level safety player as well. But I'm sure if they needed him to go to quarterback and run the Wildcat and all that good stuff, he can do it. But they don't need him to do it because they can toss it to him, hand off. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So we can't penalize him for that. But I think that we talking about a kid, man, who they're saying right now the number 1 and number 2 teams in New Jersey, high schools in New Jersey, are fighting over which school he's going to go to.
Yeah, he's gonna be great when he develop. He's gonna be great. I mean,
the thing is, he don't gotta be a bulky guy. I think he do need to get a little cutter, but I don't want to see him get too bulky. I don't want to see him get too big. I feel like he has shown that I could play high level and I could take these hits. Like we done seen him take multiple hits. Now I do get a little different when you 14 and they 18. You 14 and they 17. Mm-hmm. I get that.
Right.
But I definitely think in the right system, you get them on the outside. So in youth, you can hand it to them downhill. They babies. He's a grown man. High school, you just want to get them to the outside. You want to get them to use his speed. You want him to start to understand, run out of bounds. Instead of trying to run his kid over now, they grown too now. So let's get out of bounds and let's come back for the next play. So I just think when we start talking like, I think it means something when you do it at a high level for multiple years.
Yeah,
I just think that means something. High level 1 year, which is amazing. I think Casey had a great year. It's amazing. But when you start talking like this kid been doing that since they was 11, you start getting into the Juju Lewis's and you know what I'm saying? You start getting into that type of lane of kids who did it for multiple years, high level on the national stage, national critiquing, and he doing it in a place up north where you know how people in the South and you probably know how people in Cali look at maybe like North Midwest football. We don't look at it the same way as we do look at South and West Coast football. So it's like for him to be recognized as the best kid, I don't know, man. You gotta be the best.
It says Gabe was hurt in that game versus Dream Chasers. I say he was about 60%. That was his first game we played of the season. He says we lost 12-6 that day.
I wish he wouldn't even played. Because games like that, when they play games like that, and I know why he probably played, because he got the heart of a champion. But I really wish he wouldn't have, because games like that, people hold against you because it's like, that's what we see. You feel what I'm saying? So I wish Gabe would have just been like, hey, you know what? If I'm not at least 80, and I don't like when kids like Gabe, I'm going to be honest. Kids like Gabe, I hate when they play games hurt like that. At 60%, I hate it because you got such a long career ahead of you. Forget this game.
Man, that's coach's decision, to be honest.
I hate it.
That's up to them to, go ahead and say, hey, make an executive decision. No, you can't play this game. I know you want to play.
Yeah,
I appreciate the heart and the effort that you willing to give me. But no, you can't play
you can't. If
because
you ain't at least 90%, meaning small pain, I don't want you to play.
yeah, you
You
can't do
going to the
that.
NFL one day. You going D1 football, something. You gonna play a high level football one day. I don't
Yeah,
want you.
that young man, he's really good. But like I said, man, I got a chance to see him since he was probably like 10, But I'll say this. I'll say this. Far as running, right? Running back, aesthetics, he got KC.
Mhm.
But when I see the fact that KC actually make people not even want to be in front of him, like this dude, he trucks people, like and it's crazy, right? And I got to show this again because I showed it yesterday. But this is the type of pain that this young man brings. So when you're actually hitting like that, like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Nobody really want to get in front of you. I think Gabe is a very like Barry Sanders type running back.
absolutely.
You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely. That man feet is like
So
he
he
got.
makes it he makes it hard. Hey, that's a double entendre. He played for the Lions, and then now I'm just referencing him to a Barry Sanders. But when it comes to like Casey, I think Gabe I think Gabe got the speed. When we talk about power, I think Casey has the power.
Okay.
Yards per contact per contact, I have to give it to Casey.
Me
When it
too.
comes to most yards I gotta give it to KC. You
Wow.
gave it you gave it to Gabe. I literally had to give it to KC. When you look, bro, it's times that this dude he looks for the contact. Like he could just go straight ahead, score a touchdown, and he just looks for the contact. I've seen this young man take a middle school team and basically put them on his back, and he's been doing that as well. So when I say and I ask you who is the more impactful player, I had to go with KC. I feel like he's doing more with less, and he had a new group of kids.
No, man.
What do you
We
mean?
He
Did,
ain't doing more with less.
okay, they had two different outside of him. So it'd be a total of three different quarterbacks that actually played for the Rare Raiders last
But
season. You
one of
have
their
Brady.
quarterbacks is being recognized as one of the better quarterbacks in the 13U division. Like their quarterback has been recognized as a quarterback that actually is, recognized as one of the better quarterbacks. I think the Brick City Lions quarterback is good too, but he's not recognized as one of the better quarterbacks in the 13U division.
So they didn't have him at first. The one that you're talking about,
Yeah, the one I'm talking about,
are you
made it down to nationals. Yeah, but the one
okay?
they had, even the one they had, they really. I have never had a bad quarterback. It was more so, not buying into the system. That's what their problem was. You had kids that didn't want to buy in.
I wouldn't say that. They had different coaches from last year. I think
Mhm.
last year they was a lot more disciplined because you only had probably like two coaches at the time.
Mhm.
So it was more so it was basically like one person basically calling like all the plays. So he knew what he wanted to run. He didn't have it wasn't no conflict versus when he had all the rest of the coaches, that he had added to the roster this season. So last season. But for the most part, man, I think there was a lot of confusion. I think that he did they did a really good job. They started off slow, but then they ended fast. You know what I'm saying? They end up losing a really tight game versus I want to say the Mob, which I thought
Mhm.
they shouldn't have played. I thought it should have been since the Mob has beaten certain teams. I think that the Mob should have already been in. They shouldn't have did a play in. It should have been at least the team that
That
y'all played.
Marlins team,
Yeah,
yeah, that
should have.
Marlins team should have played down. They end up beating that Marlins team. Then they got to come see the Chasers. We dog walked that in there. Yeah, but anyway, that's another story for another
Y'all didn't win, bro.
day.
Yeah, like I mean, you act like, bro. Did y'all win again? Yeah, y'all beat the Southwest Marlin.
We beat the Southwest Mons. I think we would have beat. I believe we would have pulled out versus the Red Raiders only because they just didn't have enough. They needed. I've been saying. I had said the whole. So they needed about 2-3 more pieces, and I still think they was 2-3 pieces away. But they needed about 2-3 more pieces. And they quarterback to me was great, but I don't think he was there long enough because I'm like you. They had too many. He wasn't there long enough to really kind of get the chemistry he needed.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we would have edged it. I think it would have been a tough game, but I think we would have edged it. And this is the game before Cannon gets hurt too, so that means Cannon probably playing that game. Yeah, we edged that game for sure.
Well, it's all speculation.
Yeah,
It's all that.
But we did play them and took a W, but we can go ahead.
Okay, so let's continue to go. Catches. Who you get that to?
I'm giving that to Gabe.
Catchers?
Gabe? I'm giving that to Gabe.
The better catcher?
I'm giving that to Gabe. Most times, most catchers, man, when we start talking feet work and all that kind of stuff correlate. My feet, my hands, all that stuff correlates, right? I look at Casey as more of a dominant figure. Like I'm going to come on the field and I'm going to use my athletic and my strength to dominate on this field. Gabe is a finesse type of player. When it comes to catching out of the backfield, when it comes to running routes, I mean, all that feet work, he's wide open. This man is so wide. He's stressing me out early in the year, y'all. He's stressing me out early in the year.
Wow.
You and your October bag, and it's too early because I don't even want to know where you're gonna be at in October.
Man, I'm telling you this, man. That man has played the wide receiver position. I've seen him catch the ball out the backfield. I definitely recall that. But far as him just being like in a slot or running routes and stuff like that, I've never really seen that, from Gabe. Mm-hmm. And to be honest, bro, like he has always been more beneficial in the backfield. So when it comes to KC is beneficial wherever he plays. That's the part that's scary about him. You know what I'm saying? And so I have to ask you this question. If it comes down to it, knowing what you know about each of these players, who are you selecting?
Gabe is my first overall pick. Like he's my first. If I had literally, it would be hard. Like Gabe. I mean, yeah, Gabe, Michael. I got like 3 kids right now that we would probably argue over. That would be my first 3 picks. Like Gabe would literally be in my top 3 if I was selecting. Because at the end of the day, I can't blame Gabe. And I think the Brick City Lions got good coaches, but I can't blame Gabe that I feel like the coaching staff didn't maximize his potential as much as they could have. Also, I know that he has some things, some things going on and shit, like the person said about like some injuries and stuff. But I feel like I ain't gonna blame Gabe because he's so good out of the backfield that they didn't line him up in the slot enough. Well, heck, if he giving us what we need out of the backfield, I don't need to line him up in the slot. Maybe what the coaches feel. But, man, Gabe is a top 3 pick.
He says, Denzel says, Casey Shaft came to
the we win the natty then. I ain't gonna lie, we win the natty.
You would have won I mean, that was facts. I think facts, because you could have used him, like I said, wherever you needed him. He could have played every position. So therefore, not only that, man, I gotta show you this because you kind of stunning on me just a little bit when it came to his accolades, but the man won this. I gotta give it to him. This man, right, was on that man's radar. Shout out to R&R, right? He got an offer from UCF. Okay, so you was telling me about a scout that want to scout him. He already getting the scouts. You
Mhm.
feel what I'm saying? So you UCF, and then not only that, he got he won the big thing, man. You know what I'm saying? He won the
Yeah,
B2C
well
big thing.
deserved. Well
Yeah.
deserved.
So when we talking
Definitely
about
well deserved.
accolades, I mean they can meet toe to toe.
No, you can't meet toe to toe when you've been doing it since you was 11.
You can meet toe to toe. See, that's the thing, bro. We don't even really know how long Casey has been doing it.
And
You
that's what I'm
just
saying. That's what I'm saying. At a high level. And I believe Casey's probably been playing at a high level for a long time. He's a special kid. But we know like the pressure that come with that. That's my thing. The pressure that come with that the pressure that come with kids like him, Boogie, Meaty, like those type of kids, man, the Barakas, like the Marcus Washingtons, like they've been doing it so long that literally people know who you are. Like when they go to YNC or when they walk around to AYF, these people know them.
see, they actually when they went to the B2C, they got the recognition that they deserve.
I agree.
However,
I agree.
KC didn't get it. He wasn't in the B2. He wasn't in the war zone. He wasn't in it, right? So
Mhm.
therefore, he didn't get the exposure. Once he started partaking and participating in the war zone leagues that he was throwing on Saturdays, then once he got all he needed was a little bit of light, and he took that and he basically, you know what I'm saying? Like he basically, you
Yeah.
know, did everything that he was supposed to do, right? He took a team that nobody really knew about and he made them worldwide pretty much. Because there are people that's in California that knows about him, people in um what's the other one? New Jersey. It's people that knows him in DC. There's people that knows him in Florida, right? This dude is pretty well known.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So now that he has the equal opportunity to have light shedded on him, look what he's doing. Now I don't care who did it longer because you have some people that literally played the game very late and now they are basically doing some amazing things. So I don't count the years. What I do is I see where they are and I meet them where they are and I critique them where they are.
Okay.
Right now, KC, as I believe, if I'm not mistaken, even the SEAL believe that KC damn near is the number one player in the country.
That's
So I'm not, look, bro, I'm not alone on this.
that's yeah. I'm gonna have to text Darian, man. Me and him gonna have to talk because them
Yeah.
big words, man.
Yeah, he'll
I think
tell you.
Casey is special though. I definitely think he's a top 6 or 7 talent. Like I definitely don't. You can't put that past that kid, bro. He's so special. Like, and I really honestly wish we could have seen more of him. And I wish they could have put that team together a little bit sooner so he could have really shined like he needed to.
See, you're a coach, and this is why I'm a little disappointed in you right now. This is why. I'm going to put this in a headline. National Sports Chat, Ken checks Fanatic, the coach. Because first of all, I believe that you will automatically go with the person that can do more.
But
That
Gabe can
you
probably do more. If he would look, if I had Gabe, oh man, Gabe would be with Wildcat. Uh, uh, Gabe will be option. Get the ball, pull it, take it. I mean, Gabe will be in the slot. Gabe will go to the X. He'll play DB. He'll play safety. I have him coming off the edge. I mean, if I had Gabe, oh man.
so you do you okay, so that's what you would do, but can he perform that at a high
Absolutely.
level?
Absolutely. I believe
Nah,
he
that's
can.
speculation. I haven't seen it. I've seen it with Casey. So I gotta go with
See, you
Casey.
ain't never seen Gabe play safety. You ain't
Man,
never
look.
seen him play safety. The
Okay.
problem is he's so high, he's so good on offense that people take what he do at the safety position for granted. That's really it's one of them times when your own greatness is stopping you.
Okay, so he plays literally the safety position on defense. right? That's his primary position. Who is the better safety?
Gabe is the better safety.
Oh my
Gabe is the better.
God!
Tell you why.
What is
I'm gonna
going?
tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why.
Wow!
Casey is the harder hitting safety. That's amazing, right? That's what you want in a safety. You want a safety that can come downhill. But what I really want in a safety is somebody I know when at 13U, at 12U, at 11U, when they throw that ball up top, can you break on that ball and can you go and get it at the highest point? Gabe has an insane vertical that we have seen. We have literally seen this man jump over people that is standing up. You got to get that man. Then, as far as hawking players down, come on, man, you got to give it to Gabe. Now, if I'm talking about a safety that I want as far as going to lay the boom, oh, give me Casey, because Casey going to lay it. You gonna feel that. When he come down here, you going to feel it. But when we talking about like overall skill set, opening up, playing sideline to sideline, oh, man, that's Gabe, man.
Man, when he like a player, he like the player. I'll tell. Wow.
Hey, man.
You giving him not only the better running back, but you giving him the better safety as well.
Come on, man.
Wow.
They call me Charles Saban sometimes, man. That was my first. My last name used to be Saban.
That's
my uncle. We both got an eye for talent,
bruh. I know talent. I've been telling you talent since you've been on here. I've been trying to tell you, and you've been dismissing everything that I said, and I showed you that these players belong. I showed you this, and now I just basically turned you into a believer, but you going backwards. See, I thought you was going on this train. Look, for the last couple weeks, man, we've been on the same page, right?
And you messed it up.
I don't know why you doing a reverse. You going back to the
messed it up.
You going back to the fanatic that everybody called, afterwards. It's to give you just a little piece of their mind. That might be the same situation.
I'm disappointed in you today.
Wow, you mean to tell me because you think that he has a higher vertical? You missing the fact that this man is actually like 6'1". KC is about 6'1".
That's what's crazy. Gabe 5'9" and can literally jump over cars. He plays sideline to sideline. His speed is incredible. You're not getting past Zay. Nothing's getting behind him. I dare you to throw the ball. You're not going to be able to throw the ball behind this kid, man. This kid. Now, if I got somebody running it, because I didn't see Casey. I didn't see kids try to run the ball and they going towards him. He ain't what you want to run towards. I can admit that now. Casey is not the kid you want to try to get your highlight on. You ain't getting your highlight on.
So basically you're saying that, because this is the only thing you can be saying. You saying that this young man, basically reads the defense a little better than Casey can.
Yeah, he's a real safety. He plays real deal safety. You feel what I'm saying? I feel like when it comes, if Gabe might not tackle as hard, so I can edge Casey maybe in the tackling department. But the play gonna be made. You ain't gotta always lay the boom on somebody. Wrap up his last gator roll and get him down. That's more Gabe. But then when we talk about playing the ball mid-air, when we talk about playing sideline to sideline, when we talk about don't let nobody get behind you, when we talk about playing deep thirds and all that good stuff, we talking about Gabe. Now we talking about, hey man, if we in the game and they on the goal line, which kid you want coming downhill? I want Casey coming downhill.
All right, so for me, man, y'all already know I picked by me, talking this much about this young man. I picked Casey, and like I said, man, part of the reason is because he does everything. I mean, everything except for play defensive lineman and offensive lineman. This young man literally does it all. So therefore, I might need somebody in a different position. I might need somebody. I might have a ton of kids on the team one day, and now I need a player for a specific position. Now, you already know sometimes when a player get hurt, right, you may not have somebody to fill that person in. But when you got somebody like KC, you can say, look, This is where we getting hurt at, right? They're hurting us to the weak side. I need you to go over here. I need you to play this position. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. And not only that, I'm going to deter them away from even going to that spot because they're going to be worried about getting hurt because they know how hard this young man hit. So it's not one of the cases to where, okay, well, I'm just putting him there. Man, he actually strike fear in a lot of these players. And I think that's going to continue up until he gets to wherever level he's going to make it to. I think like I said, if you look at the players that are literally ready to play at a high school level, we're talking KC. And if you're looking for a player that can fulfill any position, you're talking about KC. That's just to me, like, it's just simple math, to be honest. I know that you like Gabe and you want to give him the credit, and I do give him the credit, but we got to make sense out of what we saying. Like a lot of people, bro, I don't think, like, when we talking about the offense, I don't think, a lot of people disagree with you on that aspect. But when you're talking about defense and you still giving the young man the credit over KC, then that's when you lost the audience, bro. That's when you lost them. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta teach you how to keep the audience, because basically you're losing them right now. I don't know how you could consider still taking somebody over KC, and we definitely got to ask some other people.
We're gonna talk about this.
We're gonna go to the polls.
I got a feeling when it comes to these comparisons, we're gonna have to do a lot of talking.
Yeah. What's the next one? Hold on. I gotta go. Let me see. I had to play. Man, I got Casey in here cussing you out right now, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he actually posted you right now, man. That's crazy, because you up there speaking blasphemy.
Casey.
You know what I'm saying?
You ain't the first one, man. You ain't gonna be the last.
So
I think you're great, though. I think you're great.
So far we got what, 643, right? And it's 55% versus 45% Gabe. Gabe got 55%. And I'm not even worried about what they talking about.
That's crazy.
I'm not even worried about.
I thought you was a man of the people.
I am.
I thought you were a man of the people.
I'm for sure a man of the people, of the players.
Come on, man.
But right now, it ain't
right.
They not making sense right now.
Because I think
they just going by who they like. See, they not really putting no logic in there. See, when the people literally told me why they voted for Casey, they said, man, Casey does this better, that better, this better, this better. But Gabe, he's really great, right? He's really good. When you pick Gabe, you're just saying everything Gabe. You're not even giving Casey no credit on no level.
I think for me, I'm giving him credit because I think he is amazing. Like, being a top 6 to 7 player in the country that's not nothing to sneeze at. Like,
not top 5?
I won't put him in top 5.
You got Gabe in top 5 though.
I definitely got Gabe in the top 5. You know what I'm saying? I definitely got Gabe in my top 5. Okay. I would say, but top 7, I definitely would put on top 7. I don't think it's more than 7 kids that you can even say compares to Casey. Like,
I was about to say name 3.
I would take Cannon over Casey. I would take Gabe over Casey. I would take Glock. I would take Michael from St. Louis Elite. I would take Q. I would take 21 from Woj. It's some kids out there.
Damn.
And I think that'll lodge him in around 6 or 7.
That's so disrespectful, bro. Now bruh.
Who on there do you feel like bumps down? because I just feel like all those kids, like, and sometimes it's not even just the kid. And what I might give you in this argument is you've watched the Red Raiders a little bit more than me, so you may have a little bit more knowledge of games that I don't know about. You feel what I'm saying? Because I know that you actually have followed what their matriculation
Mm-hmm.
through this national process. Whereas I usually catch a Red Raiders game, and the problem is, bro, I also have to reward winning. I
Okay,
have
they've
to.
been winning. They've been winning. If you had to reward winning, then you can't put him in it because they really haven't been doing that well this season.
I cannot reward the Red Raiders for winning because they didn't win the high level games.
They
The
won
games
some,
that
like the 215 extreme.
and
You know what I'm saying?
we found out that 215 wasn't that good.
Well, they still got the credit. They still
You
got
know what
a
I'm saying?
lot of the credit from the top team. And didn't they
I
still
think they
make it?
are a good team though. I
Didn't they
think
still
they're
make
a
it to the
good team.
AYF?
They made it to YC. They made it to the YC, yeah.
The
Oh yeah.
AY,
Oh no,
it's
215.
AYF.
Yeah. They still made it to the AYF. They still made it to the
Yeah,
AYF. They
yeah,
still, yeah, I
yeah.
don't think, but we found out they weren't what we thought they were. But I think the Red Raiders were. I just always say I think they were 2-3 pieces away. Like I think they were just 2-3 pieces away, and it came together too late. Like they started to click, but I wish they would have clicked around maybe end of October. It feel like they started to click in November. That's just kind of late.
You can't find me more than 3 teams, bruh, that carry the team more than he did.
Well, I feel like we can say for sure.
Don't
The
say
St.
St.
Louis.
Louis.
Come
Do
on, man.
not say it.
Come on,
Number
man.
one was good. Number 4 was good. They had a big boy in number 99. They had number 44. He was good. They had what's the other one? I think a number. I said 5-4. I think they had a number 6.
They had
That
a
was
lot of
actually
good players. But when
yes.
we
He
talking
didn't carry
about,
it.
but when come on, man. Men lie, women lie, the tape don't lie. The tapes don't lie.
I
If
know. That's
you
why I'm
go
trying
back
to
and
tell you.
watch the tapes, this man literally had the Dream Chasers starting a riot. It was nobody else that started a riot. This man literally came to Georgia and started a riot here.
He
He did it
did.
on his own.
He definitely did.
Nobody was helping him. Like he was literally, even when I watched him at YNC, because I'm like, nah, man, that was Luck of the Irish. It had to be because when they played Woj, it wasn't quite like that. So to me, it showed because when they played Woj and he couldn't beat him, they didn't look as good. So that tells you right there. When somebody can stop him, then it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna beat that. That's what everybody knows. We're gonna beat them if we can stop him.
Mm-hmm. So
But the
that
Red
ain't. So
Raiders,
that's
I
not
can't
the
remember
plan
who,
with
but
KC.
even the Raiders had this had another running back. I can't remember his number, but they had another running back that was really good. Definitely went on KC level, but they
You
had
talking
one
about
that was
number
really
3?
good. Number 3, he was really good.
Yeah.
Definitely won KC, but he
Oh,
was
that
really
boy was
good.
trucking.
He was really good.
Yeah, that
You know what I'm saying?
dude.
So every team gonna have good players, but then there's him.
But
KC is him.
don't be trying to add players though to the Red Raiders just so
Come
you can
on,
try to
man.
prove your
Come
case. Because
on, man. I'm
you
just
ain't never
saying
said that dude name
he's
before.
okay because
You ain't
he's
never
good.
you ain't never said they number before, bro.
But that's because Casey carried a team. Like he puts it on his back. But
Right.
there are
So
other
name
kids that
3
put it on his
teams.
back.
Name 3 teams that actually that he had to do that had to do more for their team than him. You can't.
I would say I already told you St. Louis. We already know he had to do more for his team.
Y'all see where his eyes at, right? In the clouds. He tried to pull him out the clouds right now.
You put me on the spot.
Man, yeah, go ahead.
Definitely him. I'm gonna have to go back because I know there was a kid from North Carolina Giants. He was tough, but I'm gonna have this answer for you on Monday. Don't worry.
Monday, you should have it
We
now.
already know Gabe. We already know Gabe had to literally do everything for his team.
Man,
so that's why they didn't go as far as they should have went.
They went far, before that. What happened?
Gabe put him on his back. Gabe put him on his back.
So he experienced one of those cases. Once you're a little older, you can't do as much.
No, I really attribute this year to injury. And again, when you play at a high level for so many years, sometimes you might get injured. And then you got times like Slee said, you got times where this kid playing 60% for no reason. You know what I'm saying? What you playing 60% for in July? What we getting out of that?
That's the
You know what I'm
coaching.
saying?
That's the
I'm not gonna
coaching.
let him play 60% in July. But if I'm the coach, now if I'm his dad and he want to play, I might let him do it.
Hmm.
Cause I don't know. But the coach, I'm like, nah, man, I need you. I need you in the fall because I got something going on in December that I want you to come and talk to everybody about and show everybody at the highest level. So I think playing at like a 60%, things like that start to hurt you, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, nah, I'm good.
Hey,
Then I
and I
think you got to also take a place where they playing at too. It's cold, man. Anybody want to play up there? Anybody want to play football up there, man? It's cold.
Man, you already know, man. When you start running, it ain't no cold. You get to being hot. Like it ain't the same, man. It ain't the same. If it
Yes,
was as
sir.
worse as you said, a lot of people the games be canceled instead. Nah, these dudes, they play the game. You know what I'm saying? I give him a lot of credit. Like I said, man, I've been a fan of this young man for a while now. You know,
Mhm.
ever since I seen him play in the war zone. But I just think that if I will be okay with my pick. If I select Casey over Gabe, I will be very happy and I will live with my pick. Even though, like I said, Gabe is like he's basically one of a kind, but you got to also look at um what KC is as well. The
Mhm.
only thing that I would say is this: long as KC understand the game the way it's supposed to be played, I think he's going to be dangerous for everybody. You know,
Okay.
because a lot of people sometimes when you get at the older that you become, it end up your lack of understanding for the game end up catching up to you.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? But right now, if he knows how to do the reads, if he knows, continue to be the leader of the team and practice leadership and stuff like that, I think this young man is going to be a handful because he's going to demand greatness from people. Like you said, he's one of those players that don't cheat the game.
Yeah.
He don't
Focus.
cheat the game. You feel what I'm saying? So he's a
Be
student of
focused.
the game. So I believe that this young man, even though I believe he got a letter from UCF, I think the Arkansas, the Alabamas, like all them, I for sure Arkansas, the Arkansas, the maybe like he'd be a good fit for like the Oregons, maybe even the Georgias, depending on what I'm saying, like what they looking for. But like I said, I think he could play many positions, but
Right.
that's just my thing. But you know, I want to talk about this for a hot second.
Okay.
To you, what is the pros and cons of travel ball?
The pros of travel ball is exposure. The pros of travel ball is really seeing where you are as a talent, and the pros of travel ball is meeting new coaches and possibly setting yourself up for the future as far as colleges. A lot of these youth coaches go on. We've seen coaches go on and coach at Clemson. We've seen coaches go on and coach at IMGs, boarding schools, and so you really setting yourself up to gain maximum exposure as well as test where you are. And what happens is you end up playing against some of the best kids in the country. So when you go to high school, and a lot of times, man, you playing in these teams, these local teams or whatever in high school. You're not nervous. You're not nervous about your first big game as much as probably other kids are who ain't never played travel ball. Because if you've played at YNC, then you've played in front of thousands of thousands of thousands of thousands of people, right? If you've played at AYF, you've played at a stadium in front of thousands and thousands of people, right? You've played multiple games in 5 days. So travel ball, man, the exposure, the talent level you're exposed to is amazing. Now the negative side of that is if you're not a Casey, if you're not a Gabe, if you're not even like that 1B type of player, you're not learning anything. You're not getting nothing out of travel ball. You are just there just to be there. Go and get better. Go do rec. Go do something else that's going to expand your skills so that way you can come and play on the travel ball team. But you got kids who don't have the talent level, and that's okay because they kids who don't got the talent level to play travel ball. And then you have coaches who are not trying to coach them up. They want kids already made. Because guess what? They're putting a lot of their time and effort into it too. So I don't necessarily blame them. I wish they would, but they're not doing it. So now this kid, he ain't prepared for high school. He's not ready for it. And coaches are going to think, oh, he's ready. He been playing on this and so team. Then when they get you, it's like, oh, man, now you then went to the back burner because you're not developed.
So that's the to you, that's the pros. I mean, that's the cons of you not really getting the playing time for, to get better. So you recommend that they actually go to a team that they're going to be the better player on, or get a lot more run. Okay, I mean, I get it. To me, man, the pros is, and this is I'm gonna read Sleeves. He says Brick City Travel Ball pros, national exposure, better competition, and better preparation for the next level. And that's what some of the things that I was actually going to touch on. As far as with the pros, you get the chance to see the country, right? You get a chance to see areas outside of your own. Right. So therefore, it creates some sort of thing to where you're no longer afraid to travel, to leave your comfort zone. I think that it helps you with that. It helps you play against the better players. It helps you actually get better. Like you said, for preparation. It helps you have a better chance of meeting scouts. It helps you have a better chance of meeting, potential lifetime friends, coaches, right? You get a lot of insight that a lot of people wouldn't bring to your hometown, right? So I think that that's also one of it. Now, to me, the cons of national ball, right, is that in order to get a game, travel ball, in order to get a game, you have to travel. Maybe a person not financially able, right? So a lot of games get canceled. The other part is these players and teams can't get into leagues because they're too good for the leagues. So they don't have a lot of games to play towards the end of the season. So they go a lot of times 3 weeks or more without actually playing, right? Anybody. So they get rusty. They don't play the best when it comes playoff time, if they're one of those type of players. And I just think that it actually hurts a lot of leagues. It hurts the fact that there used to be a bunch of teams that were very good that could actually play local ball, and they can get some great work. So it minimizes the team that you play at home, and it also minimizes the chance that you can actually play a game. So I think travel ball, pros and cons, you just got to do this. You got to balance it out and see what actually works, because every player want the exposure. Like a certain team, you definitely get the exposure. But the cons is that is that if you travel and you got a coach that's not even helping you out, meaning that he's not representing you and putting you out there as one of the best things since sliced bread, I think that it's pretty much a waste of time. Because like sometimes, man, these players, they only really focus, even though somebody else may play well, they only really focus on that player that they were told to scout. So when they looking at film, they say, oh, okay, pay attention to this person. But then this other dude, he's doing the intangibles, and doing a really good job, but he's still not getting the exposure or the recognition. And I say a point in case, it damn near got to be the whole St. Louis. Okay. It damn near got to be Gwen Cherry Bulls.
Oh, okay. Y'all don't have me. Never
mind. No. Because here's the thing. Okay. we know 5, right?
Yeah,
and we know 9.
That's true.
But then as I'm digging, you got you got number 6, you got number 4, you got you got these other players that was pretty much that was good, but they flew under everybody's radar because the only people that we focus on was number 5 and number 9.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm looking at. But what do you say? Sleaze, what is it? Sleazy.
Mhm.
He said cons. Once we start doing the travel ball and became successful, we were unable to get games in our area. We had about 5+ games canceled. We lost almost 10 players because we weren't playing games. And losing players, I didn't even think about that. Losing players is another con.
It's a big con.
Because everybody wants a chance to play, and the only way that you can get better is you play the games. So I'll say that that's also a big con. But for those who playing it, I think in order for you to successfully play travel ball, they have to have something in play that prevents them from pulling out of games. Because if you're on schedule, just look at the Real Deal Dream Chaser. How many games did they have to change and try to make up the play a game? You see what I'm saying? So there was a lot of those type of situations. So that's my pros and cons, for those who actually thinking about it. Because I think a lot of people think about travel ball, but they're not looking at the fact that once you play travel ball, I'm pretty sure you're going to have most of the top players, and then you're going to, get kicked out of a lot of these leagues because it ain't going to make sense for you to play in a league that's already a foregone conclusion. So, that's it for me though. But yeah, man. But hey, let us know. I'm gonna go to the thing right now. So Casey is basically catching up right now. But it's still 55%. But I see that his votes are going up. And like I said, man, we have over 660 participants and stuff like that. But man, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button.
Please, we got a lot more coming, y'all.
We got it.
You ain't seen nothing yet, y'all.
Oh no, y'all definitely got to stay tuned in. Hit the subscribe button for sure. Go to my man's Fanatic. I meant to get the link. Make sure you send me the link after we get off. Go to Fanatics, subscribe to Fanatics page. He does a lot of reaction videos. He cover whatever sport that you request, or that he's already doing. So man, make sure y'all tune in to him as well. We building a platform for y'all, fellas. We need y'all to. We doing our part. We need y'all to do y'all's and go subscribe to this channel and his channel as well. But Sleazy, I appreciate you. Denzel, I appreciate y'all. All the other people that participated, that tuned in. We appreciate y'all. Let us know what else that y'all want us to do, and that's what is gonna be done. You know what I'm saying? But thank y'all for tuning in. Gabe, man, I appreciate everything that you do. Casey, I appreciate everything that y'all do. Keep up the great work. This was all fun and games. But I'd take both of y'all if I could, But thank y'all for tuning in. We